Hiya, welcome. Hiya, Instagram, welcome. Okay, today we're talking about 3 personal power moves. I just gave it away. We're talking about 3 things, but we're talking about personal power moves when you need a bit of a oomph. We all have days. I had a bit of a day this morning where you just can't quite seem to get it together. You need a bit of an oomph, something big is happening, you want to get behind it, you have to send a scary email, you have to do something that is slightly out of your comfort zone, which is every day if you're an entrepreneur, let's be honest. You need something, you need to get back into it. And for whatever reason, COVID, trauma, running a business, life, busyness, whatever it is, you can't quite access it. But you need to, you want to, it needs to happen. So I'm going to share my 3 things why I think this one thing is a easiest and it's one of my favorite ways to access your personal power. Okay? So we're going to be talking about your wardrobe and clothes and why I think that this can hold the power to your personal oomph very quickly. Because really what we want is something that's efficient, something that does the trick, that's not going to take a ton of energy for us to step into, okay? And I know that there's all these things, these studies about power pose, Superman pose, whatever. Cool, do that if that works for you. And also, let's get curious and explore different ways to do it too. So, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Within 15 minutes, I am going to tell you 3 reasons why your clothes and your style can be access really quick, non-energy intensive access to your personal power. Sounds good? I'm just going to tell you the one reason why you're probably in your brain like, Ellie, what are you talking about? Yeah? So let's just get that out of the way right now. Here is the thing. I'm going to talk about the patriarchy because I love to talk about the patriarchy. And also, I'm in my feelings today because of the Supreme Court ruling in the US about Texas. So we're going to talk about the patriarchy. Clothes have always been seen as feminine, to have an appreciation of clothes. Not always, but that is how we now understand them today. They're very feminine. We have a lot of things like, oh, you're vain if you're into clothes. Like, I want to give the impression I don't care. Like, I shouldn't be into fashion. I shouldn't be into style. Like, it's vain, it's vanity to care about how I look. And we've really associated our clothes and our style with how we are perceived and looked at by society. So there's a lot of trend right now to be like, I don't care, I'm easy, whatever, because you want to give that impression. But really what I'm always going to tell you is you get to decouple your clothes, your style, your expression from how other people receive it. It does not define that. At uni, my thesis was on material culture. It's like how objects make the world different. How objects, everyday, mundane objects, about how they interact and change space and society around them, and vice versa. And I did it about a scarf, about a fashion item and how that could be political. And that thesis got taken up by my thesis supervisor and now is now like a body of work that she has taken forward. But why I'm telling you this is there is power in understanding how we dress, and like the small things in life really do make a difference. So I know that there's always going to be this little part like, oh, this can't really be it. Like, oh, it doesn't get to be that easy. But you get to separate out what you're dressing, how you're expressing yourself from how it's then perceived or from other people. You just get to do it. Also, we tend to minimize the things that are most accessible and easy to us. Why we do that, I need a whole other life to do it, but that is what we do. Like, that simplest thing that you know that you could do, going to bed 5 minutes earlier, doing 5 minutes of meditation, doing 1 minute of breath work, writing in a journal for 3 minutes, whatever. Those simple things are the things that we often find hardest to do. And so that's why maybe your brain is a bit like, clothes can't be that easy, because they're so accessible. But that's one of the reasons why I think that they are one of your personal power moves. So here we go. 3 reasons why your personal power moves can be super supported by your wardrobe and your style. Okay, if you want to know more about this, there's way more than 3, but if you want to know more, please, I have just launched my energetic styling, which is a service that is always in demand. I finally gave in. I don't know why I gave in, but like it was such an obvious thing for me to do, and it was already part of like my bigger package, but I wasn't offering it as a standalone service. But the people knocked down my door, and now I am, and I could not be happier about it. So if you want to know more about this, please do book a connection call. IG, it's in the link in my bio. YouTube and Facebook, who I'm also talking to on this different screen. The links will be in the text too. Okay. So, personal power moves. Let's just take a second. Remembering why we do this. You have a lot to offer. You have a lot to give. Running a business is hard. I will always say, I don't think business itself is hard. Running a business is hard. Having life sometimes is hard. Living in a world can be hard. Your energy can be off one day, like whatever it is. And there's nothing wrong with any of that. We just get to accept it and take it as reality and then make a plan for that, rather than like wasting a whole ton of energy, which I know we all do, and being like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I, like, why don't I have my oomph today? And it's how I felt earlier. I was like, what is it? But we don't always need to look under every single rock and be like, this is what's going on. Sometimes we just need to find a way through. And that's not to take away from the curiosity. That's a huge part of my Live Vibrantly method. It's a whole principle that we master, explore and evolve, which we basically talk about how you engage with your thoughts, how you evolve them, what that process looks like, how to be curious without critical. Like, that is a beautiful process. And sometimes it is a Thursday and we have stuff to do. Yes, realities of entrepreneurship. Sometimes we do just want to get on and step into our power. Okay. So save this video for whenever you need a reminder. But I'm going to encourage you to have some fun with this, because this is what I think life is about. And I think it's often the missing ingredient in entrepreneurship and life. This gets to be fun. So your personal power moves. I'm pulling back the curtain, giving you a bit of behind the scenes. But why I want you to play with this, and what I mean by play with this is get dressed, put on a pair of earrings, wear something that you feel fabulous in, even if it's a pair of yoga pants. Who cares? Again, remember that what you wear and what you want to express gets to be separate from other people's views. Okay? So I want you to put that on when you're feeling in a slump, or you need a bit of oomph, or you just need a little, like, je ne sais quoi. Like, I want you to get dressed. I want you to put on something that makes you feel a certain way. Okay, why this is super effective, both in the short term and a long term, because I am a bargain hunter. I love a deal. I want something that gives me now and in the future. I want something that gives me more than just one thing. And that's why I love style as a way to do this. So, reason number 1. Clothes and our style hold stories. Okay? They hold, it's like smell. You know, when you smell a certain smell, it evokes something in you. Now, our clothes tend to get attached to times in our lives. Okay? Remember when I broke up with my ex-boyfriend? Very horrible. Absolutely the right decision to do, but it was not a fun process. I was like, I cannot wear any of my favorite clothes because otherwise I'll always associate it with this moment. But the vice versa gets to be true too. And so there's times where you're like, I feel good. I remember this feeling. I was in flow. I felt sexy. I felt sultry. I felt powerful. Like I owned that day. Like whatever it is, whatever oomph you need, you can access that by putting on something that reminds you of a time when you felt that before. And I'm always going to say this. It's not fake it till you make it. It's a way to access in a shorthand, really efficient way that sensation. Okay? So clothes can have a memory. So go find something that you remember feeling powerful in and put that on, even if it's a ring, even if it's a lipstick shade, a pair of earrings, like a bracelet, shoes, some underwear, a bralette, whatever it is. Evoke that feeling of when you already felt powerful. And it makes it that much easier. It's like you're not having to push something up the hill. You're like, oh, I'm already on the mountain. Cool. Like, let's do this. I'm a big fan of efficiency and not wasting energy on stuff that doesn't need to be wasted on. Cool. So reason number one is you can access that. You can evoke a feeling that you already created. Super energy efficient. Number two is this, and this is one of my favorites because our clothes makes it easier to remember that we're already fabulous. If you run your business on the online space, which I'm guessing you do if you're listening to this, we are bombarded with messages about how to do this, how to fix yourself, how to improve this, why you're doing it is wrong, and this person has the answer for $89 and like blah blah blah. Like we are bombarded in ways that we don't even recognize. Like the marketing stats are terrifying. So you are being bombarded with constant messaging that you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what's going on, like you are trash. And then if you were socialized female, that tends to be added on to all the other stuff that you already have going on. Because you're socialized female, you probably were not encouraged to be big dream. And if you are, like you can do it, but do it appropriately. Don't take up too much space. And so we're like jiving with this whole setup that created this perfect cluster of you're not really enough. Oh, and you're definitely not enough. Let's kind of get in your brain and make things really hard. No thanks. So we always forget how fabulous we already are. Some of my journaling that I do every morning is like, stop pretending you're not fabulous. Stop forgetting you're fabulous. And when we dress in a way that pleases us, and again, doesn't matter what it is. It can be sequins. It can be hot pants. It can be an old sweatshirt. But we dress in a way that reminds us of what we love and what we like. It makes it easier to step back into ourselves. I call this your vibrancy, who you truly are at your core. And the work that I do, whatever modality I'm choosing, whether it's with energetic styling, which is the service that was prompted by these insights, has helped so many people. It's honestly magic. It's available now. Sign up. There are links everywhere. It is so good. Or message me. Let's chat about it. Honestly, do it. It's filling up very fast. There's limited spots in September. Okay. Sorry, I digress because I get so excited about energetic styling. So you get to access that vibrancy, access it, align with it, and act from it. That is where the power comes. Okay. And your clothes can be a really quick access point. Remember, I'm all about efficiency. I love exploration, yes, but it's a Thursday and we've got stuff to do. So sometimes we want an efficient way of doing things. I also love something that is energy saving because you've got a lot to do. Your energy needs to go into that. It doesn't need to be wasted. Okay. Hi. So your clothes can be one of the quickest, most efficient ways in to remembering that you're already fabulous, that you already know what to do. Because one of the most demotivating things that can happen in entrepreneurship is you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm second guessing this. I need to change it. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. And think about how many times you actually say that to yourself over the course of a day, and it's huge. So we're always looking for ways to come back to remembering your vibrancy, remembering your fab. Okay? Clothes can do that. Again, whatever it looks like. It may not look like a striped shirt for you. I don't care. If you're curious about what it could look like for you, do energetic styling. But try something. And then the third reason why I love this as a modality and as an exercise so much is you get to take it off. It's not permanent. If you're like, oh, actually these earrings are part too much. Thank you. Me too. I love this work. Anyway. You get to take it off. It's non-permanent, like it's fun. And what it is also allowing you to do by dipping your toe in a really like easeful, lighthearted way is it's also allowing you to practice some of these power moves in a way that feels really accessible. It feels a lot safer when it's not permanent, when it's not like money on the line or having to like do a live or really commit to something. Like sometimes we just need to practice some of these things in our minds and brains and normalize it so that when you do like bigger things, you already have in your brain some neural pathways for the thought to go down. You also have in your nervous system a little bit of calm and chill, a little bit of like capacity for safety, okay? And that's really powerful because that is long-term what really makes the difference. And I started this by saying, like, I always love something where you get a now win and a long-term win. That's kind of what I'm all about. So this is what's really going to help level set so that you can access that personal power much quicker in the future. And when you're doing bigger, scarier things too. Yeah? Okay. So go off, put something fab on, take it off in a couple of minutes if it doesn't feel right, but step into the person you already are, your vibrancy, accessing when it was already at the surface because you've already existed. And then it lays the groundwork for making this sensation that you feel more accessible in the future. So it's a really cool way to do all those things, literally by putting on a pair of earrings. Okay, let me know. I want to know how this goes for you. This, I think, is fascinating work. I am serving 5 people have already signed up for energetic styling, which is where we take a lot of these principles and then embed them in your bones in such a way that I literally give you a mind orgasm and a perception orgasm. And I'm not sorry about it. Yeah. So if you want to know more, it is on sale right now. Early bird is available till September 13th and it's fab. So come find me to find a way to get in here. It's so good. And even if you're like, sounds lovely, but not right now, you can book a connection call to chat about it. And also you can just go off and do this work because that makes me happy too. When people are like, yeah, did the exercise, did the thing. What? Love it. I want us all to be vibrant. And if that is you in one of my paid containers right now, fabulous. If it's accessing all this beautiful, juicy, free content, fabulous. We love it all. Okay, I'm going to go because I need to take a driving lesson. So I have to go put on my responsible outfit and go be responsible and powerful. And I'm a little intimidated and scared, but I will put on my fabulous outfit and feel great. And I will be on the road before anybody can realize. Okay. All right. I will say goodbye to you guys. Bye, bye, bye. And